Member from Davenport.
Speaker, my question this morning is to the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport. Speaker, libraries support children learn, provide resources for students and newcomers, and help small businesses and entrepreneurs. They play a valuable role in communities across the province, whether they are urban, rural or Indigenous, and I know how important the Perth DuPont, the Bloor Lansdowne and the Dufferin St. Clair libraries are in my riding of Davenport. In 2016, 1,141 library service points across Ontario received over 71 million in-person visits, 104 million electronic and 26 million social media visits. Along with many Ontarians, I was thrilled to see in this year's budget additional funding allocated towards libraries across the province. This includes support for both operating and digital public library funding. Mr. Speaker, through you to the Minister, can you tell the members of this House more about how important libraries are in our communities?
Thank you. Minister of Tourism, Culture, Sport.
Thank you, Speaker. I want to thank the member for Davenport for that important question. Speaker, under this government's culture strategy, we made a pledge to continue to support services like libraries that boost the quality of life in all our communities. More funding is going to ensure that libraries across the province can continue to respond to the needs of residents. Speaker, on this side of the House, we're always looking for ways to ensure that libraries have the supports in place that they need to thrive. By way of comparison, Speaker, the party opposite does not mention the word culture even once in its election platform. And more troubling, the Leader of the Opposition vowed to close libraries during his time as a Toronto councillor. He said that he would close a library in his riding in, quote, a heartbeat, and even went so far as to suggest that there are more libraries than Tim Hortons in his riding, which was an exaggeration that proved to be false. Speaker, our government remains committed to supporting essential hubs like libraries that do connect people.
Supplementary.
Thank you to the Minister for that response. Libraries are indeed the pillars of knowledge in our cities, towns, and local communities. Not only are they a resource to grab your favourite literary titles, but they are an integral tool when it comes to supporting our educational institutions. And as a mom of two young boys, I know firsthand how important libraries are to support school projects. The services that libraries provide help to expand the knowledge and insight of the communities that they service, and are meant to connect people to the resources in a way that is easily accessible and efficient. Mr. Speaker, can the Minister please elaborate on the funding available to libraries announced in this year's budget?
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the member for that question. And I, too, as a mother of three, spent many hours in our local public library. Speaker, the member noted that libraries are a vehicle to spread knowledge within our local communities, and that's why I'm proud to say that our government is making the most significant investment in public libraries in a generation. We are investing $79 million more into public libraries, including $51 million over 3 years in annual increases and $28 million over 3 years to launch a province-wide digital public library. This investment is going to help public libraries reduce costs of accessing digital content, such as e-books and films, and give public library users across Ontario access to digital content. And, Speaker, this is especially important in rural and remote areas. I want to thank the Ontario Library Association and the Federation of Ontario Public Libraries for their strong advocacy for public libraries right across the province of Ontario. Thank you.